welcome everybody. I'd like you to put your forks and knives and your napkins and your calculators and anything else you got in your hands down because we're going to start some comedy. Put your hands together, everybody. Come on, I got to warm you up. All right, listen. We got our beer pong contest going on down here in the Taste Test Challenge. Right now, winner's circle is ahead by 2 lengths. And we're going to start off tonight's festivities by introducing you to my good friend, Wally, the Happy Talking Neutrino.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming. Hi, thank you, Joe. Hi, everyone. Are you having a good time so far? Great. Okay. So I hope everybody's having a good time drinking beer and playing pong. So we're gonna get our show started now. And I wanted to let you know that you are welcome to use the restroom over here on the side. All our comics are very polite, well, maybe except for our host, but he's a nice guy anyway. And we won't pick on you, and in turn, don't pick on us. Are you ready for your show? Yeah! Great. And then in the middle of the show, we'll have a fun A.L.S. bucket challenge, so stick around. Okay, so now we're ready for our host. Our host tonight is a very funny and friendly guy. He plays around a lot of different places here in the Albany area. And don't be mean to him because Santa Claus did not bring him any socks this year. Yeah, but he's still my friend. Please put your hands together for Jerry Dymond. Jerry!
Thank you, Wally. How's everybody doing tonight? Thank you all for coming out here tonight. There's the beer challenge out there, and now if you get too drunk, drink some coffee. Got plenty of coffee here. They got great coffee here, so drink up, America. Yeah, so my name is Jerry Dymond. I spell my last name with a Y because I'm too poor to spell it with an I. This is how poor I am. I'm so poor that recently my credit card company calls me up and they asked me for they said to me, Mr. Dymond, you owe us $10,000 back in the credit card. You were planning on paying it? And I was like, well, when I get the money, you'll get the money. So like, well, are you working? Do you have a job or anything like that? And I said, yeah, I do stand-up comedy. Well, how's that working out for you? And I said, have you received any money from me yet? They're still waiting. Trust me. But I also go my stage name by Jerry What the What Dymond because I'm always saying what the what. A lot of my Facebook friends and family friends who know me, I say what the what all the time. It's better than swearing. I just say like the stock market recently just went down 600 points. I'm like, what the what? Why? You know? Or if someone says to me, Jerry, you lost weight. I'm like, what the what? Where? No, it's still there. It hasn't gone nowhere. Or I say, Jerry, you got it going on. I'm like, what the what? No. You been drinking? Was it switch to the beer you had or what? But also, not only do I do comedy, I work in a convenience store called Cumberland Farms. Anybody been to Cumberland Farms? Yeah. They got the best coffee. Sorry, not the Eden's Cafe, but cheaper coffee, but still good. In the world. So I didn't consider myself, I guess you can call me a Cumbermedian. You know? Cumberland Farms, comedian, Cumbermedian. Put them two together. We still get the best coffee in the world, almost. But here's the thing, I had a customer coming to my store. And she was new to the store. And she's always buying, I guess, Dunkin' Donuts coffee or Starbucks coffee. And she's like, well, we can make our own coffee. We can put what we want into it. We got hazelnuts. We got French vanilla creamer. You got whatever you want to put in there. And she goes, how much for the coffee? I said, $1.09 or $1.07. She goes, no. She's like, her mouth dropped. I thought she was going to have a stroke. Her mouth went down to the ground. Like, really? Yeah. Why? Because we're the best coffee in the world. She goes, I've been going to Dunkin' Donuts for 25 years, paying $4 and some odd cents per shot. I'm not going to Dunkin' Donuts no more. I'm coming right here. But you know I work there, but I also go to Starbucks. I do go to Starbucks, but not for the coffee. get the free Wi-Fi. I gotta have that free Wi-Fi because I'm always constantly. We can afford Wi-Fi in our store, so we're not that popular yet. But we're working on it. They're working on changing the name of the store too. Like in a couple years, they want to change from Cumberland Farm to either Cumbies or Cumbies Cafe, because a lot of them are all changing over now. They're getting coffee, cappuccino. So if you happen to see me there serving your coffee, don't drink it. No, it's good coffee. It's good coffee. So how's everybody doing? You guys doing good tonight? Good, good, good. How am I doing so far? Am I doing good for you guys? All right. All right. Yeah, I'll take that. None of these happen to Cumberland Farm. Not only did I get crazy things from customers, but from my co-workers as well. I had this co-worker who thinks he's my guy, the science guy, and he recently was telling me I bought this big light that's got 3 different color bulbs on it. So I paid $50 for that. It goes from red, green, and yellow. I'm like, don't they call that a traffic light? You know? Does it blink when it goes to yellow, you know? The caution? He goes, no, I just, $50 for that? I see them on eBay for $19.95. You pay too much for that thing, you know? It's insane. But then another customer, like recently, you get really crazy people, customers coming too. Like, we had a power outage recently, and one of the transformers blew out. And all of a sudden, Cumberland Farm becomes really famous, but everybody just driving in and see you look like when it's dark, you know? Like, we never seen a store without power before. Wow, it's dark inside there, isn't it? And then one guy stopped. It came out of nowhere, and he goes, it's in the Bible. It says you're in the Bible. It's going to be dark for 7 days and 7 nights. I said, you idiot, it's dark every night. What's wrong with you? We got the decaf coffee if you want some. But you can't get in because we get no power. We haven't afforded to pay my last name is down. We haven't paid our bills yet. You know, we're working on it. So anybody have kids? Yes. I have 2 daughters. One's 23, the other one's turned 18. My oldest daughter is studying to be an archaeologist, so she's digging for her future. And my 18-year-old is working on getting on my nerves. Make me older than what I love. I just turned 49 years old. Just turned 49 recently, 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So I'll see more about that later. Are you guys ready for your first comic? You all ready to have a good time tonight? Yeah. Come on, we do better now. Are you all ready tonight? Yeah. Have a good time? All right, thank you. That's what I want to hear. You start falling asleep, you got plenty of coffee here. All right, our first comic, he wrote and starred in the award-winning short Drunk Uncle Benny Goes to War, performed at the Carolina Comedy Arts Festival, and he closes marathons. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cortland Cloos!
Give it up for your... Where can I put this? Give it up for your host, Jerry, one more time. Yay! Jerry. These were at a close marathons. I just close them out. Take the keys and go home. Make some noise if you're married.
Yeah.
No joke, just wanted to know.
Long time ago.
Let's see, where do I want to start tonight? I've been thinking about getting a dog because recently my dog died. As dogs do, they die. They don't. What dogs don't do is they don't go to farms. That's where they don't go. I wish that parents would stop telling their children that dogs go to farms. It's irresponsible. Because it's kind of lazy. Because look, there's a whole scenario that they're not considering, and that is that there are 2 people out there that have a passion for farming. Gary and Susan, they love farming. They've been farming for like 40 years. They bonded over it. They actually fell in love over that, and they actually got married on a farm. And then Gary wakes up one day at like 5 o'clock in the morning to do his farming stuff, and there's a half-mile long line of kids outside looking for their dead pets. And now Gary's got to go there and explain to them that their pets aren't there. Maybe it's some farm, but not this one, so go away. Actually, my cat when I was younger, his name was Spider, he died. And then I remember my parents telling me about it, and they were like, Cortland, we're sorry, but Spider died. I was like, oh no. And they're like, but don't worry, he died doing what he loved. Which is real, no, I don't, because look, I was 10 years old when this happened, I'm 40 now, so over the last 30 years, I don't do anything I love, because I'm afraid I might die. So I have a panic attack and cry when I make love. That's just... But yeah, I like those sad dog commercials. I see them late at night, and the one with Sarah McLachlan, you know that one where she's got the "In the arms of an angel," right? Okay. So she's broke me down. She's worn me down. It's a real sad commercial. So I've decided that I'm going to do it. I'm going to adopt, and I did it. I adopted Sarah McLachlan. So. It's going well. She's house trained. She's adjusting, and she does that peanut butter trick. So it's going well. Yep.
Where do you put the peanut butter?
Wherever, man. I'm not gonna tell you where to put it. Just wherever. What else? What else is going on? Dead pet. I turned 40 this past year, which was fun. And I know 40's not old, but there's just things I can't do anymore that I used to do. Like, I can't eat at Chinese buffets. And they're like, Cortland, why can't you eat at Chinese buffets? I can't eat at Chinese buffets because I don't know when to stop. They got a sign outside that says $9.95, all you can eat. And I'm up for the challenge. So I go in, I'm like 5 plates deep on crab rangoons. And they're getting upset, so they send a crew over to stare at me. And then eventually come up to the table and they're like, sir, I think you need to leave. And I'm like, you leave. And they're like, you're sweating and crying. I'm like, you're crying. And I'm like, we called you an ambulance. And they gave me a fortune cookie. I opened it up and it said, just because you can doesn't mean you should. So. Yeah, my Friday nights are a lot different than when I was in my 20s. A couple of weeks ago, my wife went out of town, and my friend Billy called me up, and he was like, hey man, do you want to hang out? And I was like, yeah, definitely. The wife's out of town, we'll have a guy's night out, we'll get really weird, we'll go over to Gary and Susan's farm, we'll tip some cows, we'll play with the pigs, it'll be real fun. And he's like, no, I just want someone to hang out with me when I go to Walmart. So there I am, 10 p.m. on a Friday night at Walmart. He's buying deodorant and just a head of lettuce. Just a head of lettuce. It was a real mind trip. I didn't understand it. I don't know. I was like, what are you doing, man? Are you making a salad? So you are 1/3 of the way to a BLT. Let's do this. Speaking of BLTs, I don't get social media, like when people post pictures of their food. And, you know, if you do it, don't talk to me. No, it's fine. I don't understand, because I feel like things on social media, they should translate into real life, and sometimes that doesn't happen. Like when people post pictures of their food, because it just doesn't carry over. Because it's like the same as me making a homemade dish of spaghetti and meatballs, and I go over to my friend's house, and I ring his doorbell, and he answers the door, and he's like, oh, hey, man, what's up? He's like, what do you got there? I'm like, oh, I made some spaghetti and meatballs. And he's like, oh, it's dinner time. You should come inside. Well, what happened? He's like, no, I just want you to look at it. Let me just tell me how delicious it looks. Doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. I'm just very, since I turned 40, like a mental switch flipped in my head, and I don't care anymore. I'm very blunt, I'm very honest. I just about things that bother me. This is one of the, look, all right. If you're okay, here we go. If you come to a locked bathroom door and or stall, it ends there. You have all the information that you need. You don't need to start jiggling and shaking the handle. Okay? You don't need to start jiggling and shaking the handle like a locked door is not the universal sign for, hey, somebody's in here. And if you do that, you definitely don't have to start knocking on the door, because I don't want to have to respond that I'm in here, and I don't like to talk to people when I'm pooping. So, and if you do all that, you know, well, first of all, just stop trying to get in there, though. There's an evil spirit that's trying to keep you out from going to the bathroom, all right? And if there was one, it was bad timing. I got there first, so sorry. But, you know, you don't want to wait outside the bathroom either, like to meet me face to face. I don't when I come out, I don't want to, like, there's a natural disaster behind it. I don't want to, just let me poop in dignity. That's all that I'm trying to say. Like, wow, he's really passionate about this. And I am, and it's because recently I started to poop completely naked. So, I'll leave you with that for a minute. You can, all the clothes, because it's an irrational fear. I'm afraid that I'm going to the bathroom all over my clothes. All right, and it started when I was little. Because I wore a shirt and the shirt tail like fell down, and I was afraid that I was going to get it all over that, and then I'd have to take my shirt off and then walk around with a shirt all day, also knowing that I pooped on my shirt. It's just really embarrassing. So I started with the shirt, and then I went to all the clothes. And it's a good time now. And I just started doing it in public restrooms, which is really fun. Because I'll be in there and I'm starting to take off all my clothes. And some other guy comes in and he's going in there and he's like, what's going on over there? So I throw my pants over the stall, like the belt buckle clanks, like the pants do like a slow slide down. And he's like, what are you doing over there? I'm like, I'm pooping naked. And he's like, sounds like fun. I'm like, it is, you should try it. And his pants come flying over the side. And the belt buckle clanks, it goes down real slow. And then we left and we went to a farm to look for our dead pets. So I don't know. How you guys doing tonight? You guys good? Yeah. Which beer? What beer are we like? What are you drinking?
Winter Circle.
Winter Circle? Is that the local brewery?
It is, yeah.
Cool. It's really nice in here. Thank you all for coming out. Give yourselves a round of applause. You guys are doing great. I recently, well, I'm not making millions doing comedy. I gotta make ends meet. So I recently had a job interview to work in a pharmacy, and we were going over our interview. I was in the interview with this person, and they were going over these different scenarios. And so this pharmacy was located in a neighborhood that had a large immigrant population, and not a lot of people spoke English. So she gave me this scenario. She's like, let's say a customer comes and they don't speak any English and they refuse a translator. What do you do? Like, I don't know. What are my options? I don't. What do you want me to do? This sounds like something that should be handled at the corporate level. I think that's what you guys don't know, do you? You want me to figure it out? Am I getting paid for this word problem? So then she goes, what are your weaknesses? I was like, I don't really want to sabotage my own interview. She's like, no, what is one of your weaknesses? I'm like, I don't know. She's like, everybody has a weakness. They have at least one weakness. What is your weakness? I was like, I don't know. My weakness? Cheesecake and the fact that I don't speak a different language. I think that's my weakness. All right, folks. Well, thank you very much. That's been my time. I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Bring our host back up. Where is he? Give it up for Jerry one more time.
Cortland, Cloos, everybody. How's everybody doing? You having a good time so far? So far, all right. It's gonna get better. I'm not talking much.
So hard.
Okay. I know. I'm so hard on myself. It's all right. I'm 49.
So hard.
It's so hard.
So
Okay.
hard. Comedy is so hard.
It is. It is. You got that right. So is having sex when you get to be late, but we're still doing it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next comedian is coming up is a two-time Utica Comedy Cup champion. Has performed up and down the East Coast, and has once performed at the club that the band Smash Mouth had performed at. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brandon McGurk!
That wasn't even close to my name. My name is Brendan McGurk.
Hi, Brendan.
Hi.
Brendan McGurk!
Thank you so much. A lot of people call me Brandon, which made my mom really angry. Like it wasn't her fault. They called me Brandon. Named me a terrible name. She always used to say, it's Brendan. It's spelled like Brenda with an N, which is a wrong thing to tell a bunch of 5th graders. Because I was Brenda McJerk for 5 years. I'm not a jerk. What's up, guys? How's everyone doing? High five. What's your name?